So that was one thing. Then the other thing is like I want to give some feedback to regarding like the homeworks which we have done so far. So I was actually expecting like because the questions are easy and they're mostly from like what we cover like during these lectures. And my expectation was like almost like all of you will have like full scores, and certainly that's not happening. But yeah, of course, it's improving over time. Now, I would like to mention that, I mean, if you are the one which is getting like low scores in your homeworks, maybe it's like less than 5, is it 4, or whether it's like 6, it seems like then you are not actually getting what we are discussing in the class. And if it's happening consistently with you, you are one of those students, I will encourage you to come to office hours and we can discuss like if we can help you in improving your scores. Okay, so that's fine. This we I think already did. Now, so let's see where we are. So we have almost covered like all the background which we need to understand like the concepts which we are going to discuss next. And let me quickly go through what else is remaining. And I think we're almost like midway. Okay, so Shanta is saying there's a voice lag. Is it the voice is lagging for everyone, or is it just him? Yeah, it's difficult like doing via Zoom. So I don't know, I mean, I don't have any animations today on my slides. Okay, sorry about that. I think I opened the wrong link. Just give me a minute. Okay, so let's have a look at the schedule we have. All right, so these are like all the basics which we have covered. Features we have seen like the first lecture, we are going to close it today with like the SIFT features, and then we will look like how we do that using deep learning. We will cover classification, and then we're going to cover object detection. Then we'll have a midterm, so it's on 22nd of October. We won't have like any class or substitute class for this. Then again, object detection, segmentation. Then these two topics are tentative, depending on like how much time we have. And these are going to discuss like, so interest point, we have already seen like how we do using classical approaches, similar with edge detection, we know how to do. But then we can also like do edge detection and interest point detection using deep learning methods. So these are like tentative topics. Then we're going to look into optical flow, how we can compute like how the objects are moving in a video. And then followed by that, we'll look into action recognition in videos. And again, these camera modeling, these are tentative topics, depending upon like if we'll have time, we're going to cover those. Otherwise, we'll just skip that. So do we have like any question in terms of what topics we are covering? Okay, so now homeworks, I think we have already done 4. So one homework we are going to release today, so we'll have 5. So in total, we are going to have 10 homeworks, because that's like 10% of your total marks. So after the midterm, we are again going to have like 5 more homeworks. Now the programming assignment, I think it's due next week, and we are going to have 2 more programming assignments. One will be just bonus, it's optional. If you want to do it, it's perfectly fine. If you don't want to do it, that's also fine. Then after that, we'll have another midterm. It's like 1st of December. And then finally, we'll have the course project for which you're going to do the presentation on the final day of the class or the exam day of the class. Okay, so that's like in terms of how we are going to evaluate you. So one question from Furkan is, are we going to build an object detection model like we have done in CNN? Yes, we are going to do that. So when we talk about object detection, we will cover like how we can do that using classical approaches, and then also how we can do using deep learning method. And we won't be covering like all the variations we have, like you're saying RCN and YOLO. There is another SST, and there are many other approaches. We'll just pick one and discuss that in detail. Okay, so I hope that answered your question, Furkan. So any question regarding the programming assignments, homeworks, or the course project? I think sometimes it's easier, like if you just use your mic just to unmute and talk. That way, I think it will be faster as well. I won't have to switch back towards the like to the chat and back to the slides. Uh, okay, so homework we covered, programming assignment will there will be a bonus, midterms. There will be one more after this, the one we are going to have on 22nd, then a final project. So for grading again, when you can refer to the course web page, that's like updated the grading policy, how we are going to have late penalties if you do late submission for a programming assignment. And as you already know, like homework's late submission, we won't evaluate, you get a straight zero. And like what percentage of each like evaluation will be contributed towards the final score. So please have a look if you haven't done that yet, and we can discuss if you have any questions in that. Now, another important thing I want to talk about today is like if you guys have any feedback about the course, how it's going so far, if you have like any concerns, any questions, so we need that from you, and we will try to like resolve that. So we don't want to like wait until the end of the course. And again, like if you're having difficulty in understanding any topic which we have covered so far, because I think that will be crucial in covering the rest of the topics which we are going to talk about in this class. So that's really important. If you have any doubt, I will encourage you just to come to the office hours, and I think we can have a good discussion about that. The other thing is like if you need any help in your programming assignments, don't hesitate, just come to the office hours. We'll definitely help you. It could be like your any coding issue, or you're having issue in like understanding the concept. So we can talk about that as well. And also like any other general comments you have, any other issues you have. So just give your feedback. So what I have done is I think I shared one announcement today. So there is a link that is there's a spreadsheet. So you can put your feedback there, and if you want to put your name, that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to do that, I mean you can do this like without using your name. That's also fine. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Any question on whatever we have discussed so far before I start with like feature extraction?